A car moves a distance of 200 meter. It covers first half of the distance at speed of 60 km per hour and the second half at the speed of v. If the average speed is 40 km per hour, the value of v is, right, so 30 km per hour, 13 km per hour, 60 km per hour, 40 km per hour. So to solve this problem, first let us take the data given from the problems. The total distance covered by the car is equal to 200 meter. First half of the distance, that is 100 meter, because the total distance is 200 meter. First half means 200 by 2, right? So 200 by 2, 100 meter. Therefore, the first half of the distance d1 is equal to 100 meter. I'll assume the first half distance is d1, or I'll name as d1, the first half distance as d1, second half distance d2, that is 100 meter. So the first half distance covered by the speed is equal to 60 km per hour. That is also given in the problem, right? First half of the distance, that is 100 meter, is covered by 60 km per hour. The second half distance is covered by what speed, that we don't know, and the average speed, that is also given. The average speed of the car to cover 200 meter is 40 km per hour. So these are the data given from the problem. Now we will solve the problem. So the time taken by the car to cover first half of the distance d1 is equal to 100 by 60. Why I am writing like this? Because velocity is equal to distance by time. So if I want time, what I will do? So this is velocity is equal to distance by time. If I wanted time, I will rearrange this velocity equation. Time is equal to distance divided by velocity. The time will go here, velocity will come here. Therefore, time is equal to distance by time. So from the problem statement, we know that time taken by the car to cover first half of the distance, that is d1 distance, is covered with the velocity of 60 km per hour. So distance is 100 meter, that is first half distance, right? First half distance here it is written, that is 100 meter. That what is the speed that car traveled in the first half of the distance, that is 60 km per hour. That means to cover the first half distance, the car was moving with the velocity of 60 km per hour. Therefore, distance by velocity gives me the time, right? Therefore, time taken by the car to cover the first half of the distance d1 is equal to 100, that is d, 100 distance is d, and velocity is 60 km per hour. So the second half of the distance is covered by the car. How much time? In how much time? The time taken by the car to cover the second half of the distance, that is d2, right? So 100 divided by v, because we don't know what is the velocity of the car to in the second half of the distance. That only we have to find out. So the second half distance, again 100 meter divided by velocity v. So, and also the average speed there is already given in the problem statement, that is 40 kilometer per hour. So the average speed can be written in this following, in this formula, or in this way, that is the average velocity is equal to total distance traveled by the car by the total time taken to cover the distance, right? So therefore it is basically velocity is equal to distance by time, but we have to put total, what is the total distance covered by the car, but and also the total time taken to cover that distance. So that will give us, this ratio will give us the average velocity, that is average velocity is equal to d1 plus d2, that is 100 plus 100, right? So divided by t1 plus t2. So we are basically splitting this total distance into two segments, because the car traveled in this distance in different velocities, and similarly time taken to cover that 100 meter also will be different, because the car was traveling with different times. Therefore, to cover the 100 meter, the time taken by the car will also change. Therefore t1 plus t2 we are writing in the bottom. So we know the average velocity, that is 40, which is equal to d1 plus d2, that is first half distance plus second half distance, 100 plus 100 divided by t1, we know that is 100 divided by 60, plus t2, that is time taken by the car in the second half, that is 100 divided by v. So now we have to simplify to get the actual velocity of the car to cover the second half of the distance. So I'll rearrange this equation, that is 40 into this term, that is 100 divided by 60 plus 100 divided by v, equal to 200. Now if you cancel 40 and 200, this is 140s and this is 540s. Similarly here you cancel 0 0, this is 6, 3 2s are 6, and here it is 5 2s are 10, therefore 5 by 3, which is equal so therefore we can cancel like this, and then we can rearrange this equation like 100 by v, that is I'll keep this term here, and the right hand side you have 5. Now 5 minus this term, right? This term is 5 by 3. So if you write 100 by v, then is equal to you 3 times 5, 15 minus 5 divided by 3. So if we again simplify this, this is 100 into 3, 300. This will become v times 15 minus 5. Therefore this is 10v is equal to 300, right? 10v is equal to 300, and if you cancel this, simplify this, v is equal to 30, that is 30 kilometer per hour. So that means the car traveled in the second half of the distance with the velocity of 30 kilometer per hour, so that the car the average velocity will become 40, right? So therefore the right answer is A.